This is an unscripted video done without lighting or a mic or a camera. It's just my arm that's gonna get very tired. I have no makeup on except for my eyeliner. My upper lip is not threaded. A lot is wrong with me. But I have some important things today to say, so we're gonna talk about them. Let's talk about the protests that are happening. If you're not up to speed, let me update you. About 2 days ago, on Monday, a fee announcement was made by the Minister of Higher Education. His name is Blade, and he still can't cut the fees. But he made an announcement that said a fee increment of 8% will happen, but of a maximum of 8% rather, and the universities have to make the decision as to whether they're making it 8% or anything less than 8%, but it just can't go higher than 8%. Which sounds fine, because ideally any university could just go, whoa, we're not increasing any fees because it's going to be a terrible idea for all of our students. And then we have people who are like, yeah, but we didn't increase fees this year, and now we didn't have philosophy tutors, and we didn't have this, and our bus service has gone terribly. I'm a student at WITS. I love WITS. I didn't in the beginning, but I do now, and I'm really proud that I go to school there because it's a fantastic school. Back to what I was talking about. I'm having an issue about a lot of people who are judging these protests without knowing what's going on. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm married to the protest, as you can see. I'm not really married to the protest. I'm having an issue with people who are saying that they don't understand why the protest is happening, because last year I was in matric and my sister was part of the protest, and we had some great people who would say things like, why don't they just run over all the protesters, blah 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 blah, why are they disrupting class? And then a 0% fee increment was announced, and they were all enjoying it, and they're still enjoying it, and they're still hating, and it's a bit funny. So we're gonna talk about this. Free education is a bit of a touchy subject. For this reason, at this point in time, 2016, I keep looking at this invisible watch, as you can tell. Today is the 21st of September, 2016, and at this point in time, we as a country we cannot sustain free education, free tertiary education. And I do believe I'm in full support of the notion that higher tertiary education will be subsidized for families with income of less than 600,000 per annum, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's probably because you come from a family with more than 600,000 per annum. But I wanted to talk about free education and how I think that needs to be reevaluated. So everybody knows that you don't need to go to university to succeed, right? It's a great start, it's a great place to be, and it's really helpful, but you don't need university. What we do need, however, is high school and primary school. And for the most part, the reason a lot of people can't afford university is because if you're forking out 30,000 Rand for 5 years of high school, and I mean, if let's say you go to a Northcliffe High or a Parktown Girls, or I mean, if you feel like forking out almost 100K a year for a whole bunch of other stuff, you go to a Saints school and you're feeling hella fancy over there, and then we end up at WITS, or we end up at UCT, or we end up at Rhodes, and somebody can't pay for something because we've been paying, well, not we, obviously, because we're just doing the learning and bunking class, but mostly doing the learning. Your parents have been paying for 12 years of schooling, and it's not like they can make a plan for the ridiculous fees for university if they're trying to make a plan for your high school and your primary school. Shalom, what's your suggestion? This is my suggestion. What we need to work on is quality, free primary and high school education. Because from there, one, if we have people who don't have to pay for primary and high school education, which is sustainable, there is money in the government for this. Why are privatized entities not paying taxes for public education? What is happening? If we have something like that, if we have free education for primary and high school, one, people can save for varsity. Two, people are already equipped with the skills that they need to succeed. That was a lot of rhyming. Three, we do not need to do this every year. And then we have people who are like, Shalom, if you're so down with everyone being peaceful or whatever, why do you protest every year? Because it's a problem every year. What are we supposed to do? And I'm speaking to you. Yeah, I'm looking at the camera now. You know who you are. You made that post on Facebook last night, I think, about black people acting like animals because we protest every time there's a problem. Honey, I'm talking to you now. Listen, if you, honest to God, think that people just go to the streets and protest without handing over memorandums, without sitting in meetings, without waiting for results, honey, you are mistaken and misinformed, and you need to check yourself. Whew. Also, if you think that now is the time for you to expose your racist ass, honey, expose yourself. You will be taken down. I am not in support of violence at all. The violence that happened on campus yesterday, it's important to note that private security they have a wonderful knack of just losing their tempers and, oh gosh, we're private security and it looks like we're going to throw stones at the students. And then when students throw stones back, it's sort of magical because the media never, ever catches private security doing anything. It's almost as if the media is one-sided and never shows the full story. I wonder why that's so. In conclusion, I just wanted to say that this is a problem. These protests are important and they need to happen because I am beyond sitting and watching. I have friends who were financially excluded, not because they couldn't or they didn't qualify for NSFAS. They qualified for financial aid from the government, but there was no money, so they didn't get it. These are kids getting A's in varsity who can't go to school because the economic power is like distributed badly. We have a lot of work to do. I have a lot to say. I have a lot of work to do. And as a country, if we're going to bridge this divide that has been here and that we've all been, for some reason, really easily stepping around, it starts with these protests. It starts with the students saying, we cannot stand for this because literally we cannot afford this no matter how well you do in school. And if we're going to do something about it, and it's going to make other people uncomfortable, a lot of people are going to be uncomfortable. This is what's happening. My name is Shalom Obisi Orlu. You probably already knew that. But I'm very tired. And I'm very tired of people with bad attitudes towards the protesters who are trying to make things better for all of us. If you are one of the people who thinks now is the time for your racial slurs and for your, oh, sorry, I sent the K word to the wrong group. Honey, if you're sending that to a group at all, you're in trouble. You better watch yourself. I'm not going to touch you, but karma, karma will. I'm done here. I think I'm done for now.